Magandang umaga po. Ito naman tayo, sigaw ng katarungan. Bakit binasura ng Senate Electoral Tribunal ang kaso na sinampa ko na petition for quo warranto laban kay Erwin Erich Sylvester Tulfo? Hindi ko pa alam kung bakit, pero nagtataka ako. Kasi hindi ko pa natanggap ang kopya ng decision. Pero tuwa na si Erwin, ha? Ba't nauna pa siya nakakaalam sa akin? Anong ibig sabihin yan? Siguro alam yan ni Kwan. Alam ni Mr. Jericho Javier. O kaibigan. Anyway, si Joel ko baka alam niya rin. Mr. Erwin Tulfo, bakit una ka nakakaalam kay sa akin? Ang ibig sabihin po, kasi senador ka, may kontak ka sa loob. At ang mga senador at ang 3 justices ang pumirma para ibasura yung aking petisyon for quo warranto laban kay Erwin Tulfo. Ang 6 na senador ay isa atang hindi pumirma. Wala ata doon si Alan Peter Cayetano. Nevertheless, si Ruben Padilla pumirma na ibasura. Nakita ko si Camille Villar. Titignan ko kung sino ang Alamin ko kung sino member ng ITSRET. Maingay. Okay, ito sandali lang. Hinahanap ko lang. Ito po ang bumoto. Ang bumoto po sa quo warranto na i-dismiss ay yung 3 kasapi na galing sa Supreme Court. Chairperson si Marvic Victor Leonen. Sunod si Ramon Paul Hernando. Henry Jean Paul Inting. Tapos Senator members. Si Pia Cayetano, 1. Ruben Hood Padilla, 2. Francis Kiko Pangilinan, 3. Si Bam Aquino, 4. Si Camille Berial, 5. Ang hindi bumoto ay si Alan Peter Cayetano. Ibig sabihin po, hindi siya unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, hindi po ako makapaniwala sa aking naririnig at nakikita na dinismiss nila na kulang daw sa forma, insufficient in form. Anong ibig pong sabihin kapag sufficient in form? Pero bago ang lahat, nais ko lang muna isigurado sa inyo, sa aking anak, si Maria Alexandra Tugas. Okay, kasama ang aking apo na si Cheska, hinanap ni Wish Bertenito. So anyway, let me assure the public, let me assure the people who love democracy, let me assure the people who love justice, let me assure the people who love truth. Let me assure all the people who are now suffering in pain because of the extreme crisis that are befalling on us all. Marami na pong mga kaibigan ko na mga Grab drivers na sa akin, mga nakamotor, mga riders, at mga in-drive, mga angkas, mga nagdadrive ng joyride, lalamove, na problema po sila. Apektado ang hanap buhay nila. Apektado ang hanap buhay nila dahil sa itong walang kwentang mga senador natin, walang kwentang presidente. Walang kwenta na mga congressman natin. Alam mo kung magaling sila, number one na problema nitong gasolina na to, hindi sana problema ito kung magaling sila. Unang-una, hindi lang sila hindi magaling. Magnanakaw pa silang lahat. Nakakaasar. Sa pagnanakaw ninyo, napunta lahat sa flood control project. Kasama dyan sa binigyan ng maleta, itong Erwin Tulfo, Erich Sylvester Tesiba Tulfo. Ano masasabi mo yung assistant niya, kaibigan ko, kasama ko sa People's Journal yan. Ay, kasama ko talaga yan, close sa akin yan noon. Jericho Javier, kumusta ka naman? Kinukumusta ka ni Dr. Aki Lamano? Si si kaibigan ko, kumpare ko, Joel Egco. Ano tong klase nangyari ito? I cannot believe my eyes. Nasasabihin nila na technical na talo ako. Hindi ko alam kung paanong teknikalidad na nagkulang ako. Bakit sabihin niyo? Hindi mo ba alam? Mr. Marvic Leonin. Akala ko ba kayong dalawa ni Hernando Paul at saka sino pang isa? Si Ramon Paul Hernando at saka si Henry Jean Paul Enting. Akala ko ba mas paboran ninyo ang justice, substantial justice, in favor of kung mayroon mang depekto? Ipakita ko sa inyo ngayon ang aking petition na ginawa na sinumite. At ang perang binayad ko na 60,000. Itong 60,000 na ito po, nanggaling po ito sa mga subscribers ko na tumulong paisa-isa, paunti-unti, para mabuo ko ang 60,000 pesos na binayad sa Cowaranto. Tapos ang hirap bumuo ng pera, tapos ibabasura nyo lang. Maaring nakangiti ka, Erwin Tulfo. Maaring nakahalakhak ka. But justice and truth never sleep. Ito, ipakita ko muna sa inyo yung balita na nagsalita siya na tuwang-tuwa. Tuwang-tuwa si Gago. Anong meron ka dyan? Puro ka naman. Number one ko na kolektor ng panahon na reporter ka. Ayan.
Dahil ibinasura ang kasong paulit-ulit ay sinasampa sa kanya at nagpasalamat din sa mga miyembro ng SET o Senate Electoral Tribunal dahil anya maingat na nirepaso at sa wakas ay ibinasura ito. Ang co-warranto petition ay sinampa ng isang Bertini Kausing na nag-akusa kay Tulfo ng disloyalty sa Republika dahil sa umano'y ang pagiging American citizen. Sinabi rin sa petisyon na hindi dapat manatili si Tulfo sa posisyon dahil miyembro ng political dynasty at kulang sa academic qualifications. Sa pagbasura rito, sinabi ng SET na insufficient inform ang petisyon na hindi tumugon sa mga elemento ng co-warranto petition. Nilagda ng resolusyon ng Supreme Court Associate Justice Marvic Leonin, Chairman ng SET, at Associate Justices Ramon Paul Hernando at Henry Jean Paul Inting na SET members. Sumang-ayon din sa ruling ang mga miyembro rin ng SET na sina Senators Pia Cayetano, Robin Hood Padilla, Kiko Pangilinan, Bam Aquino at Camille Villar. Iyan ang balitang kumpirmado. Sigurado, ito ang Radyo Patrol, Robert Mano, DZMF.
Maraming salamat, Robert Mano.
So, iyan ang balita, no?
Magandang umaga po sa napakasipag na chairperson na...
Kung totoo naman nangyari yan. My only problem is I cannot believe my eyes na bano na ma-dismiss na teknikalidad. Number one, ipakita ko po sa inyo ang rason ko, ano mga teknikalidad na rason. Sa research ko po sa Kasi ang problema ko po sa ngayon, ang website po ng Senado, ng Senate, bakit kahapon pa, kagabi pa, ay down? Sinadya ba yan, Erwin Tolpo? Para hindi ako makabukas kaagad? Bakit? Hanggang ngayon, hindi mabuksan. Kaya nagkasya na lang ako ng impormasyon makakuha dito sa AI. O, ipakita ko sa inyo ang AI. Yan. Ano sinabi sa AI? Para mabasura ng teknikalidad. So, itong sinabi, the Senate Electoral Tribunal dismissed your quo warranto petition against Erwin Tolpo solely on the ground of insufficiency in form. This was stated in the SET's 3-page resolution, but 3 page lang. Promulgated around early March with news breaking on or about maaga pa na buwan ng March, tapos ngayon lang nilabas. At saka nauna pa nakakuha ng kopya si Erwin Tolpo kaysa sa akin. Hanggang ngayon, hindi ko pa natanggap yung kopya ko na pagbasura. The tribunal invoked Rule 23, Paragraph A of the 2020 Set Rules, which expressly allows it to summarily dismiss any protest or petition, including a quo warranto, if it is insufficient in form or substance. Pero sa akin, insufficient in form daw. Parang impeachment laban kay BBM ba? Dinismiss insufficient in form and substance? Grabe ito. Tangina nyo. Ito ang dahilan kung paano mga dahilan. Ano pa mga dahilan? Pwede, defective daw ito. Pwedeng mangyari na wala akong verification pero kompleto ako. Ano pa bang ibang technical ground? Hindi ako nakabayad ng filing fee. Bayad naman ako. Na may verification naman. Kompleto naman ako. Basta ito ipakita ko lang sa inyo. Una ko po ipakita sa inyo ay ang katotohanan ng ito po ang aking resibo na binayad. Ipakita ko po itong resibo sapagkat po ay pinangako ko ito sa mga taong nag-contribute sa akin. Hindi lang akong talo dito. Lahat po na nagbigay ng pera sa akin ay talo. Ito po ang ating resibo. 60,000 tapos ganun-ganunin niyo lang. Sana ko kukuha ng pera. Gumagawa pa ako ng kaso para sa bayan tapos ako pa magagasta. Yan ang masakit dito. Grabe nitong bayan natin to, panay pera-pera. Lahat ng galaw, pera. Tingnan ninyo yung resibo ko. Hindi man lang sila gumagalang sa 60,000 na pinaghirapan ko. Paano ako makabuo ng 60,000? Yan ang official receipt. Nakita nyo? Yan ang official ng resibo na binayaran ko. Ang receipt sa kaliwa, 50,000 pesos. Ayan, nakasulat. Tumataginting na 50,000 pesos. Ang sa kanan, tumataginting na 10,000 piso. Pag mahirap ka, wala kang katarungan ng papupuntahan. Grabe. Ilang araw ko yan binuno. Marami nagbigay sa akin pa 2,000, pa 3,000, pa 10,000, pa 5,000. Nagtatanong dito siya, magpapile po tayo muli. May nagtanong sa akin. Sige po, Toto, Bitay, at Bitoy. To, pila magasto kung kasuhan natin si Tolpo. Handa ka lang, i-text ko lang sa iyo. Bigyan mo ako ng dito, i-email mo ako. Ikaw mo lang, i-text mo lang ako dito. Ito rin ang GCash number ko. Ay, buhay talaga. So, kita mo, binayad ko na resibo. Binayad ko na pera, ang resibo. Ayan, nakikita nyo. Ano ngayon ang gagawin natin? Ay, huwag tayo mawalan ng pag-asa. Sabi nga ng Panginoon Anong sabi ng Panginoon? Sabi ni Freddy Aguilar, ikaw ang pag-asa, nasa iyo ang ligaya. Diba? O yan. Kaya pag idakwan ko lang, kaibigang kumpare ko, hindi ko naging kumpare si Freddy Aguilar, pero na-disbar man ako, natanggalan man ako lisensya, pero meron akong pinagmamayabang na ako minsan sa buhay ko ay naging abogado ako ni Freddy Aguilar. Alam mo ba yung kaso na yun, Freddy Aguilar? Kinasuhan siya ng kapitbahay niya. Dahil ang paggawa ng bahay, nahuhulog ang mga simento sa kapitbahay, sa bubong. Kinasuhan siya, akong abogado niya. Na-dismiss ang kaso. Bakit? Ang gusto lamang pala ng kapitbahay, makita lang siya ng personal sa loob ng korte. Iyon, pagkatapos pa-picture, dismiss ang kaso. Ganun lang ho kasimple. Kasi simple, sikat to si Freddy Aguilar. Ito ngayon ang aking petition. Basahin natin isa-isa. At ipakita ko sa inyo na hindi talaga ito dapat i-dismiss. Kung dinismiss man nila, well, let God do the rest. I do my best, but let God do the rest. Ito po ang aktual na petition. Yan Nakita nyo? Kailan ko sinampa yan? Sinampa ko yan noong July 15, 2025. 2025. Yan. Bertene Catalonia Causing Petitioner versus Erwin Teshiba Tolfo, aka Erich Sylvester Tolfo. Petition for quo warranto versus Senator Erwin Teshiba Tolfo. The petitioner, ako yon, by himself, files this petition for quo warranto against Erwin Teshiba Tolfo, who was proclaimed as a winner in the 2025 senatorial elections, who has taken his oath to serve as a senator and has entered the office of a senator at the afternoon of June 30, 2025. Jurisdiction. The jurisdiction over this petition for quo warranto is vested by the Constitution solely in the Senate Electoral Tribunal as written in Section 17 of Article 6 of the 1987 Constitution. Paragraph number 2. This is being implemented by the rules of procedure of the Senate Electoral Tribunal, particularly Rule 18, that gives 15 days from July 1, 2025, the right to file a petition against a member of the Senate of the Philippines on the ground of ineligibility, disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines. Because the respondent entered the office of the senator on June 30, 2025, he is now a member of the Senate of the Philippines, and the reglementary period to file this petition ends on July 15, 2025. But if the ground is citizenship, Rule 18 provides that a petition for quo warranto against a member of the Senate may be filed at any time during the tenure of the respondent. Kaya kahit ma-dismiss man ito, i-file ko lang ulit ito. Ang problema ko lang saan ako hahanap ng pera. Kailangan ko 60,000 pesos ulit i-file. Walang expiration ang pag-file ko ng petition for quo warranto. Kaya, because of that, wag kang humalakhak, Mr. Erwin Tulfo. Baka akin pa ang huling halakhak. So number 5, in this case, the personal circumstances of the respondent suggest that he may be disqualified on the ground of disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines because he applied for a United States of America passport for 4 times, joined the U.S. Army where he must swear allegiance to the USA and defend it to death, and stayed there in the USA as a resident by virtue of the U.S. passport issued to him. The grounds being raised by the petitioner against the respondent as basis for quo warranto are, number 1, disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines or allegiance to the USA. Number 2, being an American citizen and a non-Filipino citizen because he had applied for a U.S. passport 4 times and enjoyed all the benefits as a U.S. citizen. Number 3, political dynasty. Number 4, violation of Section 1, Article 11, lack of academic qualifications. Yan, the parties ako, tsaka siya. Okay, material facts. Number 10. In 1988, Respondent Tulfo joined the United States of America Army, where he swore allegiance to defend the Constitution of the United States as follows. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the other orders of the officers appointed over me, according to regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. So number 11, in 1991, Respondent Tulfo applied for a U.S. passport under the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo. He was issued a U.S. passport based on the certificate of live birth in the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo. In 2001, the respondent again applied for a renewal and was issued a new U.S. passport under the same name. In 2011, the respondent again applied for renewal and was issued a new U.S. passport for the third time. Number 15, one proof for the above stated facts is this answer memorandum filed by the respondent through his lawyer in the petition for disqualification filed by the petitioner at the Commission on Elections. Number 6, a copy of this answer memorandum is attached here to as Exhibit A. Number 17, in addition, attached here to as Exhibit B is a copy of the receipt issued on June 27, 2022 by the United States Embassy in Manila, showing that Respondent Tulfo surrendered the U.S. passport issued in 2021 and the same SSS ID stated above. Number 18, the same receipt shows the signature of the respondent acknowledging he surrendered the same U.S. passport. Number 19, further attached here to as Exhibit C is a copy of the letter of the U.S. Embassy to Respondent Erich Sylvester Tulfo, dated October 11, 2022, where it is stated that the U.S. government authority canceled and revoked the U.S. passport in the name of Erich Sylvester Tulfo after proving that the respondent was not Erich Sylvester Tulfo but Erwin Teshiba Tulfo. A copy of the certificate of candidacy is attached here as Exhibit D. Number 21, the main cause of action for this petition for quo warranto is that Respondent Erwin or Erich Sylvester Tulfo is a citizen of the United States of America and is not a Filipino, and his allegiance to the USA or disloyalty to the Republic of the Philippines. Number 22, he cannot also be considered as a dual citizen who renounced his U.S. citizenship because he never applied for the reacquisition of the Filipino citizenship under Republic Act 9225. Number 23, but Erwin is cheating the Filipino because he also claimed he did not renounce his U.S. citizenship, as he claimed he was not considered a U.S. citizen by the U.S. Embassy officials when he surrendered his passport that he had been using under the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo. See this link. Yan, makita mo yung link na yan. Sa YouTube yan. Next, number 24. Erwin said he was not allowed by the officials he talked to at the U.S. Embassy to do so because he had nothing to renounce, because Erwin Teshiba Tulfo was not a U.S. citizen and it was Erich Sylvester Tulfo who was the U.S. citizen. Number 25, he admitted he was holding a U.S. citizenship in the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo since 1991 and a Social Security identification card under the name Erich Sylvester Tulfo and a driver's license also in the same name. 26, Tulfo personally held the Erich Sylvester Tulfo passport since 1991, an admission he made because he submitted the October 11, 2022 letter of the U.S. Embassy to the Commission on Appointment for the hearing of the confirmation of his appointment as the Secretary of the Department of Social Welfare and Development. A portion of this October 11, 2022 letter reads, the Department of State has revoked U.S. passport number, yung number na passport niya, issued to you in the name of Rich Sylvester Tulfo on August 6, 2021, along with any other valid U.S. passport issued to you pursuant to 22 CFR, which provides that the U.S. passport may be revoked when it has been determined that the passport was obtained illegally, fraudulently, or erroneously. The regulations cited in this letter may be found at http://www.ech.gov. Department records show that you initially executed a U.S. passport application on 1991, in which you were issued U.S. passport number on May 24, 1991. Subsequently, on October 19, 2001, you submitted a U.S. passport renewal application and were issued U.S. passport number. Additionally, on August 5, 2011, you submitted a U.S. passport renewal application. As a result, you were issued U.S. passport number on August 5, 2011. Most recently, you submitted a U.S. renewal passport application and presented your previously issued U.S. passport number as your identity and U.S. citizenship. Consequently, a U.S. passport was issued in the name of Rich Sylvester Tulfo on August 6, 2021. An investigation revealed that Rich Sylvester Tulfo, born on December 30, 1965 in Hawaii, is not your true identity. Evidence suggests that you are Erwin Teshiba Tulfo, born on August 10, 1963 in the Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines. In fact, on June 27, 2022, you signed a voluntary statement that you were born in the Philippines and you obtained your U.S. birth certificate by fraudulent means. Lastly, on September 14, 2022, you were issued, and in your U.S. visa application, you admitted that in fact, your birthplace is Tacloban City, Leyte, Philippines. Therefore, because you made false statement of material fact on your passport application, your U.S. passport is revoked pursuant to 22 CFR, Section 51.62, Paragraph A, Subparagraph 2. Number 27, in this October 11, 2022 letter, Tulfo himself acknowledged to have received the same. Number 28, it is stated in the records of the case of Erwin Rich Sylvester Tulfo with the Commission on Appointments that he submitted his affidavits. Nevertheless, the petitioner moves the Senate Electoral Tribunal to subpoena the Secretariat of the Commission on Appointments to submit to the SET all the records of submitted by Tulfo during the hearing of his appointment as Secretary of the DSWD. Number 29, the records that are being sought to be submitted are his military records of Tulfo as a member of the U.S. Army. Number 30, Section 3 of Article 6 of the Constitution prohibits any person from running for senator if he is not a natural-born Filipino citizen. Number 31, because it is established that Erwin Tulfo is the same person who used the U.S. passport in the name of Erwin Sylvester Tulfo, and the fact that he has not renounced his American citizenship, he is not a Filipino, at least constructively. Number 32, additionally, possession of a U.S. passport and becoming a member of the U.S. Army are acts of allegiance to the United States of America, considering that he swore to the Constitution of the USA and defend the country to his death as a soldier. Number 33, any person can use any name, and the person will not lose his actual physical identity under his original name or birth name or his citizenship. What is important is the fact that he has been holding a U.S. passport under the name of Rich Sylvester Tulfo. Number 35, he also voluntarily told Sharon Cuneta in a television interview with him and his brothers, Ramon and Rafi, that he had been a member of the U.S. Army, which is self-admission. Teka muna. Post muna ko. Ngayon, si Kiko Pangilinan ang isa sa pumirma. Hoy, Kiko, bakit hindi ka nag-inhibit? Kasama si Sharon dito sa kaso ko. Dapat nag-inhibit ka, Kiko Pangilinan. Tangina tong Kiko Pangilinan na to, ah. Ba't ka hindi nag-inhibit? Depensan mo pa ito. Number 36. A copy of this video can be viewed at this link or Uniform Resource Locator. Yan. Pag panoorin mo yan, makikita nyo si Sharon Cunita nag-interview sa mga Tolpo Brothers. Number 37, as such, this interview of Sharon Cunita is of judicial notice to the COMELEC for this administrative proceeding. 38, for one to be a U.S. Army member, he must be either a U.S. citizen or at least a green card holder. 39, of course, logic says he was a U.S. Army member using the name of Erich Sylvester Tolpo. Number 40, in his defense, as he stated in his verified answer filed by him in the case Attorney Moises S. Tolentino Jr. versus Erwin T. Tolpo is PA case number 23001 DCN. Erwin admitted in paragraph 25 therein that he became a member of the U.S. Army. A copy of the memorandum for the respondent of Tolpo in his PA case number 23-001 is attached hereto as Annex E. Political dynasty. Ito naman ang argumento ko sa political dynasty. Sandali lang. The second cause of action for quo warranto is violation of Section 26. Says that the kind of political dynasty as may be defined by law. The phrase does not state political dynasty as shall be defined by law. If the constitutional phrase is political dynasty that shall be defined by law, then it means that if there is no law that defines political dynasty, the Supreme Court or the COMELEC cannot implement political dynasty prohibition without a law defining them. Number 45, but the phrase adopted by the Constitution is political dynasty as may, M-A-Y, may be defined by law. Thus, it is not absolutely necessary or mandatory that there must first be an enabling law for the political dynasty prohibition to apply. Number 46, it is submitted that without any definition, the Supreme Court has an obligation to define what political dynasty is, or the COMELEC may formulate the implementing rules to give life and meaning to this long-standing constitutional prohibition. Number 47, it is submitted that political dynasty needs not be defined if it to apply to brothers who are senators. Number 48, being a brother is a natural law that is higher than the Constitution. Number 49, Section 26 is being reiterated to it. Section 26, the state shall guarantee equal access to opportunities for public service and prohibit political dynasties as may be defined by law. The operative word is may. Number 51, it means that the Constitution permits an ordinary meaning of what is political dynasty, which can be defined from experience that is reasonably understood by all ordinary voters in the absence of a law. Number 52, the set is authorized to make a preliminary interpretation, which of course is subject to the final determination that may be made by the Supreme Court that is empowered to interpret. Number 53, in the ordinary meaning of the word, political dynasty, there is no dispute that the acts of Erwin Tesiba Tolpo of running for the Senate along with his brother Benvenido Ben Tesiba Tolpo violated the political dynasty prohibition of the Constitution, even made worse with one brother already an incumbent senator. Number 54, his proclamation as winner, taking an oath of office and entry to the office of the senator completed his political dynasty disqualification. Number 55, the petitioner moves the honorable set to subpoena the COMELEC to submit a certified copy of the certificate of proclamation. Baka hinanapan ako certificate of proclamation? The petitioner also moves the honorable set to direct Tolpo to submit an official copy of his oath of office. There is political dynasty in the case of Tolpo because his brother Rafi Tesiba Tolpo is an incumbent senator, which fact is of judicial notice to the set. So, Section 26, Article 2 cannot be set aside just because there is no law defining political dynasty for the specific purpose of Section 26. Being clearly and undisputedly dynastic, it does not need a law, but only an interpretation by the Supreme Court that has the power to interpret what political dynasty is. Number 60, between brothers occupying the same political position, there is no need for a law to define what prohibitive political dynasty is. Nepotism law. 61. Now there is a synonymous definition in law, and this law stated under the revised rules of administrative cases in the civil service penalizes nepotism with dismissal from the service. Number 62, it is submitted that the law on nepotism prohibits an appointing officer to appoint a relative up to the first degree cousin or fourth degree relationship by consanguinity or affinity. Number 63, for sure the political dynasty referred to in Section 26 of Article 2 of the Constitution is synonymous to nepotism, and there are actually laws that prohibit appointments by an appointing authority that is called the law on nepotism. Number 64, up to this point, the petitioner take the position that there is actually no need for a law to execute the constitutional prohibition against political dynasty. 65, what may be unclear or debatable that needs a clear law is a political dynasty among relatives outside brothers, sisters, siblings, parents, and children. Existence of two laws against political dynasty. Number 66. Nevertheless, the Philippines has two laws on political dynasty applicable to political position aspirants. Number 67. We have the Bangsamoro Electoral Code that prohibits relatives within the second degree by affinity or consanguinity to simultaneously file their candidacies. 68. The code can be accessed at this link, Official Gazette, bangsamoro.gov.ph. Number 69, Section 9, Paragraph D of Article 3 of the Bangsamoro Electoral Code provides, nominees submitted by a political party shall not be related to each other within the second degree of consanguinity or affinity. Violation of this provision shall disqualify one of the two nominees in a manner determined by the party. Number 70, moreover, Sangguniang Kabataan Reform Act of 2015 provides in Section 10 thereof as follows. Now, Section 10, qualifications. An official of the Sangguniang Kabataan, either elective or appointee, must be a citizen of the Philippines, a qualified voter of the Katipunan ng Kabataan, a resident of the barangay for not less than 1 year immediately preceding the day of the elections, at least 18 years but not more than 24 years of age on the day of the elections, able to read and write Filipino, English, or the local dialect, must not be related within the second civil degree of consanguinity or affinity to any incumbent elected national official or to any incumbent elected regional, provincial, city, municipal, or barangay official in the locality where he or she speaks or seeks to be elected, and must not have been convicted by final judgment of any crime involving moral turpitude. Number 71, Erwin Tesiba Tolpo and Rapi Tesiba Tolpo relatives are relatives of each other in the second degree of consanguinity, which fact of being brothers are of judicial notice to the set, being an integral part of the Senate of the Philippines. 72, because it is already defined by this Bangsamoro law that political dynasty includes those who run at the same time in the same collegial body, like what Erwin Tesiba Tolpo and Benbenito Tesiba Tolpo are doing, makes them disqualified to run for the same collegial position. The voice of the people doctrine does not apply. Number 73, there is no dispute that the voice of the people is the voice of God, or Vox Populi, Vox Dei. Number 74, there is also no question that the welfare of the people is supreme, or Salus Populi est suprema lex. Number 75, however, the people have already spoken and ratified the 1987 Constitution, which means that the people agreed among themselves that their voice cannot violate the 1987 Constitution. Number 76, the said ratification is the most sacred and the most formal act of the people in 1987. Number 77, the Constitution is the highest law of the land. that was approved and voted for by the people in the plebiscite called for the purpose. Number 70, the people who ratified the Constitution in 1987 were fully informed during the campaign that their votes did not include the perpetual voting of officials to power or did not include the voting of candidates to political positions in violations of the creation of political dynasties. Number 79, the ratification voting in 1987 was limited only to the following. Number 1, that they were building their nation called the Republic of the Philippines. Number 2, that they were creating their government. Number 3, that they were creating offices that would run their government. Number 4, that they were allocating powers to every office. Number 5, that the people were defining how the elected officials be elected. Number 6, that the people were setting the qualifications for all elected positions. Number 7, that they limited their own power to elect by means of setting up limitations that included the 3-term limits to local and congressional elected officials and the 2-term limit to senators, as well as the single-term limit to the office of the president, among others. And number 80, on the other hand, during the elections for various elected positions, including those for national positions, the people are aware that they are not amending the Constitution to remove the term limits, but merely voting for their national and local officials. Number 81, further, the people who vote today understand that the only way to change what the Constitution provides is through a constitutional convention, constituent assembly, and people's initiative. Academic qualifications. 82. The third cause for this petition for quo warranto is that TOEFL lacks academic qualifications required by the Constitution in Section 1, Article 11. Number 83, and this qualification must be one commensurate to the position that the candidates run for. Number 84, for one aspiring to be a senator, he or she must have studied the basic principles of law, and he or she needs not be a lawyer. Number 85, knowledge in law is necessary to have a level of intelligence and education to decide what laws are needed and what laws would make their lives, the lives of the citizens, better. 86, the requirement of academic education is required in Section 1 of Article 11 of the Constitution. Number 87, the Constitution requires efficient public service from all government employees, and they include the elected employees. Number 88, this is required by the Constitution in Section 1 of Article 11, which says, Section 1, public office is a public trust. Public officers and employees must, at all times, be accountable to the people, serve them with utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency, act with patriotism and justice, and lead modest lives. Number 89, if the Constitution requires utmost efficiency at all times from public officials and employees, it also requires the same from elected officials. Number 90, and there is no other way to achieve utmost efficiency but to require the candidates to be academically prepared. Number 91, proof of academic qualifications must be obliged of the candidates. Number 92, for senators and representatives, they should know that the work of legislators requires knowledge in the basic principles of law, knowledge on wide range of subject matters, and depth in wisdom to know what laws should be. Number 91, and yet Erwin cannot even give utmost efficient public service. 94, he is not schooled to be able to know what good laws to pass, to know what the principles of law are, to know how to propose good laws, and to know how legislation mills are running. Number 95, by persisting in filing this certificate of candidacy and occupying the office of the senator, banking only on his popularity with the voters, despite his knowledge that he is not schooled on how to do the job of a senator, Erwin effectively removed others from equal access to opportunities for the two positions in the Senate. 96, for sure, respondent Erwin also knew from the start that he lacked the experience or qualifications to perform the lawmaking functions to produce good laws. Number 97, all his speeches in his political campaign, Erwin has not even presented his platforms. Number 98, by being unfit for legislative functions, is effectively disqualified. by the Constitution to continue to sit as a senator. The list of the exhibits. Yan po mga exhibits. Okay? May mga lista ko ng exhibits. So, hindi ako pwede maaari sabihin na kulang sa teknikalidad. May anong mga exhibits ko? Ibig sabihin, ebidensya. Exhibit A, answer ko memorandum filed by Erwin Tolpo. Exhibit B, receipt issued by the U.S. Embassy. Exhibit C, letter of the U.S. Embassy dated October 11, 2022 to reach Sylvester Tolpo, which was acknowledged as having been received by him. Exhibit D, certificate of candidacy of Erwin Tolpo. Exhibit E, a copy of the verified answer of Tolpo in SPA case number 23-001. Exhibit F, reserved for a copy of the certificate of proclamation being moved to be subpoenaed. Ito siguro ginawa nilang na wala akong kopya ng certificate of proclamation. Mag-request na tayo. Gumawa ka ng certificate of proclamation. Exhibit G, a copy of the oath of office of Tolpo being moved to be subpoenaed. Tsaka oath of office niya. Exhibit H, series, copies of the records of the Commission on Appointment being moved for subpoenaed. Ito pa pala, copies of the records of the Commission on Appointments. Exhibit I, series, judicial affidavit. So may judicial affidavit pa ako, tapos ako yung testigo. So, substantially, ang technical requirements ay na-comply ko po. So, ito yung verification and certification ko. Meron akong verification. Kompleto yan. Ang importante dito, the allegations in the petitions are true and correct based on my personal knowledge or based on documents cited in the petition. And all the annexes are authentic copies of originals, including the screenshots, let alone the fact that these facts are within the official knowledge of the Commission. The same pleading is not filed to harass, cause unnecessary delay, or needlessly to increase the cost of litigation. So yan po ang aking mga sinumiti. Ang hindi ko nabanggitin ang pangalan ng abogado, baka yariin niya. Affidavit of service. Hindi ko nabanggitin ang pangalan ni Ros Guapa. So, yan po. Ito po yung ebidensya ko. Ang dami kompleto yung ebidensya ko. Isa-isahin natin yung ebidensya ko para sabihin nila na kompleto ko sa ebidensya. Kaya ang mangyari ngayon, nakinig ba kayo? Yan narinig ninyo kung ano yung petisyon ko. Ay, nako. Ito yung mga ebidensya ko, ipakita ko lang. Mabilis ang pakita lang. Saba. Annex C. Ito yung Annex C. Ito yung sulat ng United States Embassy na nagpapatunay na siya ay may passport ng US passport. So, ang kasunod nito, kumpleto po ako ng ebidensya. Ay, nako. Yan, isa pa. So, anyway, ang mangyari nito ay we'll just hope for the best and we'll fight for this tooth and nail. Ganun po ang aking Ay. Sandali lang sandali lang. Let us sound check. Okay? Okay, mayroong sounds. Chinik ko lang. Anyway, ano pang time na ngayon? Nasa 49 minutes pa lang tayo. So, ang gagawin natin ngayon, inaantay ko lang po ngayon ang desisyon, ang kopya ng resolution. At siyempre, I do not want to telegraph kung anong gagawin ko. Pero basta i-assure ko lang na ba't wala na akong sound sa iyo, Ben Reclamador? Pero meron naman ako sa kwan ko. Basta let me assure you na hindi ko titigilan to. Iakyat ko sa Supreme Court at siyempre mag-ano yan, mag-inhibit yan si Justice Leonin, si Justice Henry Paul Inting, at saka si Paul Hernando. So ngayon, ang pag-asa ko to sa ibang natitira na 12 na mga justice. At siyempre, mabuti na lang si Alan Peter Cayetano hindi pumirma. So kung hindi siya pumirma, ibig sabihin, conforme siya sa aking petition. Ano, Erwin Tulfo? Kahit nakampihan mo pa si Sara, hindi ako papayag na pagbigyan kita. Mr. Erwin Tulfo, ang sa akin na pakiusap sa iyo, kung kapal mukha mo, mag-resign ka. Mag-resign ka ngayon. Ayusin mo muna citizenship mo. Hindi pwede yung hindi ka pa nga nag-apply sa sa hindi pa na-recover citizenship mo eh. Kasi Filipino citizen ka. Na namiki ng birth certificate para maging American citizen. Technically, ikaw pa rin yung Amerikano. Para wala kang kasi kung hindi mo gawin yan, sa muling pagtatakbo mo ay kasasampa ako ng sa iyo, laban sa iyo, ng mga disqualification. Hindi po mano. Anyway, expected naman yung motion pre-consideration. At kung ano naman, ay magre-report tayo kung ano pa natin. So nevertheless, do not worry. Magre-report lang ako sa inyo kung mabasa ko na po yung decision kung anong tenor ng decision. Pero I don't think na malaking issue yun. Sa tingin ko maliit na issue lang yun. Let me assure you na gagawin kong the best ko dito. Si Romel Bengson, Kabsat, darating din ang tamang panahon para makamit natin ang hustisya laban kay Mr. Lou Bender. Ay, Lourdes Ingala sa Ramos Tarlac. Good morning, Attorney Katotohanan. Mabuhay, God bless. Tapos si Raj Besas, Hipe George Garcia. Sa Ben Reclamador, wala naman sinasabi kang sinong level of education ang requirement to run in public office. Sinabi ko po, kailangan may alam siya sa batas. Kasi senador lang naman ang focus natin. Kapatid ko, Nenen Kausing, Galaxy, mayapaabak po. Mayapaabak sa mga kabalen ko. Ben Reclamador, Bangsamoro law is local law. Pwede rin po gamitin yan. Sinat ko nga siya. Tapos, ang meron na pong political dynasty law, yung Kasanggunayang Kabataan. Tapos, Mango, lumuluha ka ng dugo na desisyonan ng sometimes even hindi po ako lumuluha ng dugo. Sanay po ako matalo sa mga ganitong laban. Sa laban ng mga kaso ng mga high profile, expect mo maraming mga interesado dyan. Kapatid, si Dennis Kausing, sige la, tayo tutulong din ako. Sige po, salamat po Ma'am Elenita Maglaki. Sino pa? Si Helen Bagyo, Kabsat, Mayap, naimbaga may bigat. Umaga na pala. Maryland sa Forever. Dapat lang talaga matanggal na yan si Erich Silveser kasi nagagawa nga niyang lukuhin ng gobyerno ng Amerika. Paano pa kaya ang Pilipinas? Magaling sila sa lukuhan. Nasa dugo na nila ang pandaraya. Si Drobak Vibranium, pwede ba ang petition for certiorari sa Korte Suprema? That will come next po. Meantime, expected naman nila yan sasampa ako po ng motion for reconsideration. At tapos, Ben Reclamador, visit talaga yung rules, maraming technicality. Virgie Piquero, grabe, malita gangs na. Magkano ko nakolekta ni Erwin ng malita sa bahay niya. Akalain mo nagkaroon na ng bahay sa Green Hills? Hindi ba baba sa kalahating bilyon ng bahay sa Green Hills? Nagkaroon pa siya dyan? Grabe. So, ganun pa yumaman siya. Pareho lang naman kaming reporter nagsimula niyan. Pero magaling siya mangulikta kasi. Si Kulok, yan lang ang pinagmamalaki na walang kwentang kaso. Ramel Bingson, malita, tirador, doktor. Bernard Magtibay, pwede ka bang dalhin yan sa Supreme Court? Sa sunod na po. Meantime, mag-motion for reconsideration muna tayo. Grace Line, good morning po, Dr. Toto. Sige. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Donut cry. So, ginawa ng dollars yan. Sabi ni Virgie Piquero, nakaw, kaya iyak ng mga Supreme Court natin. Si politics, multiple times na na-disbarred. Isang beses lang po ang tao pwede disbar. Ano ka ba? Helen Baguio, sana pati si Abante maalis. Okay? So hanggang dyan lang muna tayo. Okay, salamat po, salamat.